Verse number 6. 6. Kvaloka kvamumukshurvam kvayogi jnanavan kvava kvabaddha kvachava muktaham swaswarupe ahamadvaye. There are three things: the problem, and that is avidya; the prakriya, the teaching, that is shastram; and the nature of the truth. Every verse can be put under one of these three. Every word can be put under one of these three. That is what is called analysis. Everything that is there has to be referring to the nature of the problem, or it is referring to the prakriya, or it is referring to the nature. There is nothing else. There can't be a word in Vedanta which doesn't refer to one of these three. Qua lokaha? Where is the pleasure? And pleasure is avidya kalpitam. It's a problem. And when you say the truth is free from the pleasure, that is its nature. The nature is always pointed out as free from, free from, free from. And if there is a description of the truth in relation to something, and that is adhyaropa, it's a part of teaching. It's a prakriya. And what is the tatparyam? Free from. Free from what is avidya kalpitam, free from what is shastra kalpitam. Like sleep is free from the waking state, that is the problem, and it is also free from the lullaby, which is the sadhanam to fall asleep, is the means to sleep, and that is prakriya. And the sleep is the experience, and the experience of the sleep is that it is free from both the problem and the prakriya. ये तीनों को, if you think, you are a very systematic student, a scholar of Vedanta. Qua lokaha? Where is the pleasure? That is avidya kalpitam. Qua mumukshurva? It is a part of teaching, mumukshu. Studentship also is a part of teaching. Be a mumukshu. Atmanatma vivekaha yaha mutrartha balabhoga viragaha shamaha damaha uparati titikshu shraddha samadhanam mumukshutvam cheti. This is sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. Who recommends it? Who mandates it? Shastram. So it is a part of teaching. So it is shastrakal. Your studentship also is a part of the teaching. And what is the nature of the truth? Free from. Free from the avidya kalpitam, free from the shastra kalpitam. And in other words, free from the problem and free from the prakriya. Qua yogi disciplines, that is also a part of teaching. Be disciplined, yoga. The Shastra mandates that you should be a yogi, karma yogi. Be disciplined as a sadhanam, as a part of teaching. Not only the Shastram teaches the central topic, it is a related topic. Disciplines are related topics. They are also part of teaching. It's taught. Be a yogi. It's a part of teaching. And the nature of the truth, you are free from the problem as well as the disciplines. The truth is not qualified by any disciplines. Jnanavan kvava. Understand the truth is also a part of teaching. Understanding the truth also presupposes the avidya. And jnanam removes the avidya and itself resolves. Because jnanam cannot be understood except in the form of negation of avidya. There cannot be a non-understanding of the truth outside misunderstanding. Supposing you have never seen America, you have only non-understanding. About an object you can have a non-understanding without misunderstanding. But when it comes to the truth, you can't have non-understanding without, and it is within the misunderstanding you refer to the non-understanding. This is a very big difference, G. You can have simple non-understanding of an object. I don't misunderstand you, but I don't understand you. Possible, G. I don't misunderstand French, but I don't understand. I don't misunderstand anything, sometimes an object, but I don't understand it. I don't understand it. An object, one can have just a non-understanding of an object without misunderstanding. But when it comes to your existence, you cannot have simple non-understanding independent of misunderstanding. It is within the misconception, within the adhyasa, we refer to non-understanding. How? This error is there, this misconception is there due to non-understanding. This is how we explain. Why is there embodiment? Because I don't understand that I am free from embodiment. I don't look at myself. And it is obvious that the subject is not the object. And the body is an object. It is object. Anything that can be objectified is an object. Vishayaha means Vishayi kriyate iti Vishayaha. Vishayaha, then they talk about Vishnati, Badrinath, that is all playing with the words. Vishayaha means what is objectified. Vishayi means the subject. Vishaya means the object. So when the subject-object division is obvious, I don't really look into that realm of subject-object relation between me and my form. I take it for granted that I am the form and I continue to live. But the fact remains that the subject is unlike you are not away from the object, you are the very truth of the object, you are unlike the object. This is the phrase that you have to reflect on. Our existence is unlike the creation. There is no gap, there is no division. There is only dissimilarity, vailakshanyam. The water is unlike the wave, and the wave is unlike its source, but they are not two parallels. Therefore, even understanding is not a part of the truth. It's not, the truth is free from even understanding it, please. That is why in Sushupti there may not be understanding, but there is nature. The non-dual nature of the self is independent of non-understanding of it, is independent of misunderstanding of it, is independent of rightly understanding it. That is the nature. And man has to look at only his nature. And correctly looking at his nature is what is called understanding. Don't make understanding as another topic. The topic is your nature. Kwa baddhaha, where is the bondage? In the nature of the self there is no bondage. Because bondage felt is avidya kalpitam. And what is avidya kalpitam is not a part of the self. Kvachava muktaha, the self is taught by the Shastra, it is nitya muktaha, it is ever liberated, it is a part of teaching. It's a part of teaching. The self is muktaha. The Shastram doesn't give us a mandate, please get liberated. It says you are ever liberated, try to understand that fact. By nature you are free. By nature you are free. Therefore, muktaha, even muktatvam, even mukti is something, it's a part of teaching. And in the anubhava of the truth, there is no thought of liberation, there is no thought of bondage. Swaswarupe aham advaye, in the one's own nature, which is the aham, the non-dual oneself. Within the non-dual oneself, where is the pleasure? Sense pleasure, where is the studentship, where are the disciplines, where is even the thought of understanding, where is bondage, and where is the teaching about the freedom. Thus, every verse can be understood in the sense of either avidya kalpitam or shastra kalpitam or swarupa, the nature. When the nature is taught, it is always in the sense of neti, neti, neti. Swarupa, when the swarupa is taught, when the nature is referred to, it is always neti, neti. Atma is the source of the universe. It is a prakriya. It's a teaching. In relation to the universe, what you are, that is not your swarupa. It is adhyaropa drishti. In relation to the form, what are you? The seer. You are not the seen, but the seer. That is why the Shruti says, you are a pramata, you are a perceiver, not the perceived. As the perceiver only, you can either see the form or hear the sound, etc. But as you are a jnata, you are unconditioned by, your knowledge is unconditioned by the senses. As a conscious being, you are aware of the forms and sounds and tastes and touches and smells. It's a conscious sight. And you are a jnata inside a state, but as the experiencer of all the three states, you are the sakshi. As the source of the entire jagat, you are the karanam. This is all called, in relation to something. What is the truth? That is called prakriya, as a part of adhyaropa drishti teaching. But when the swarupa has to be referred to, you can't describe the truth in relation to something. You have to say that it is free from all relationships. I told you that you are a mother is what? Adhyaropa drishti. That you are a father is adhyaropa drishti. That you are an officer is an adhyaropa drishti. Therefore, we are living a life of adhyaropa. According to the Shastra, it is only adhyaropa drishti. It is all imposition in relation to something. And what is the Swarupa? Free from all relations. Nirvisesham. When the Nirvisesham is referred to, when the Swarupa is referred to, the teaching is always in the form of neti, neti, neti. Means what? Free from, free from, free from, free from. There is no other way. The colorlessness cannot be described by any other language except free from this color, free from that color, free from. Describe peace, please. Describe peace in affirmative terms, positive terms. Can you describe peace in positive terms? Can you describe? No. So it's free from disturbance, free from noise, free from conflict, free from griha klesha, free from desire. In fact, truth can never be described except in terms of neti neti. When you describe it in relation to something, that is a part of prakriya, that is one way. That is the first part of the teaching. And when the Swarupam is described, it is free from avidya kalpita relation and free from even shastra kalpita relation. It is shastra kalpita relationship negates all the avidya kalpita relationships, and neti neti negates the shastra kalpita relationship. Pick up this particular sentence. Shastra kalpita relationship negates I am a pramata, I am the knower, I am the father, mother. All these are all avidya kalpita relationships. And the Shruti says you are none of them. You are indeed the Jagat Karanam. So that the source creation relationship negates all the avidya kalpita relationships. And the same Shastra tells you are free from even the source creation relationship. You are free from all relationships. Free from. That is what is called neti, neti. And that is the nature. Just as, please describe the silence in positive terms. You should convince yourself how truth cannot be taught except in terms of freedom. That is, you have to see your brilliance should come to your help to understand. Your existence cannot be described in positive terms. Your existence can be described only in neti neti terms. Free from terms. All that is felt is avidya kalpitam. All that is thought of is shastra kalpitam. All that is taught to me is shastra kalpitam. But my nature is free from both. Kva srishti kva cha samharaha kva sadhyam kva cha sadhanam kva sadhaka kva siddhirva swaswarupe ahamadvaye. You know, this world is described by the Shastra as a creation. It is a part of teaching. It is a srishti, adhyaropa drishtya. It is a part of teaching, let us call it. It is a part of prakriya. It's a part of teaching. Man says, I see an object. It is lying there. He cannot use his senses and see the background to the object. He sees the object, he doesn't see the background to the object. Because the background to the object is not a sense object. Therefore, that it is a creation in Brahman, that it is an appearance in Brahman, or that it is a perception in Brahman, that it is a creation, it means the same thing. That it is a Maya Srishti in Brahman is a part of teaching. Srishti Shabda is a Shastra Shabda. People use the word creation without knowing the implication. See, if it is a Srishti, then there has to be the Upadanam. And the Upadanam has to be independent of the Srishti. And it has to be in the form of Adhyasa. It has to be Maya Srishti. Once you call it a creation, it has to be Maya Srishti. If you don't accept the Vedic teaching, then you can't call it even Srishti. You will remain, you can only say, I see something called the world. But what is it? Nobody can figure out. It is the Shastra that says, it is a Maya Srishti, it is a perception, and it is an appearance within your being. Can it be figured out? You cannot really think in that direction. It's not possible. You always want to figure out the source also as another sense object. Like a scientist wants to establish everything as a sense thing, as a sensory fact. The source also has to be a sensory fact. Haji. In this manner, man always tries to, he sees the world through his senses. He wants to see the source also through his senses. But the source is not a sense object. And therefore, that it is a Srishti is Vaidika word. It's a Vedic term. And generally people, these theologians, various religions simply use the term God's creation, God. Say you can't call it creation unless it is Maya Srishti. Please explain how did God create it? Who is the maker and who is the material? And what is the definition of God? Therefore, it is a misnomer, using the word creation for the world without being a Vaidika, without looking into what Vedanta is talking. If you use the word Srishti for the world, it is a misnomer, meaning it is just a name. You can't explain how it is a creation. We say it is a Maya, it is an appearance, we call it as a creation. Creation means is different from transformation. Why do I call it creation? Because it has laya also. It is a creation because it has laya also. If milk becomes curd, the curd again cannot go back into milk. There is no laya. Only creation can have laya. If it can have laya, that means it has not become an adjective of the source. If there is a creation in the source and doesn't become an adjective of the source, then it is Maya Srishti. Call it Maya Srishti, call it perception, call it appearance, makes no difference. I see. As long as it doesn't mean transformation, it's fine. as long as it doesn't mean as an event. If it is not a transformation, it's not an event. Maya Srishti means appearance, perception. Therefore, Shastra Kalpita Srishti, where is the Srishti in this Swarupa? Kvacha Samhara, where is Laya? Samhara means death, means resolution. Where is Laya? Even Laya is a Shastra Shabda. Man experiences Laya, but he doesn't know. He doesn't look at it. Sleep is the Laya of his entire thinking, his entire perception. It's Laya. And in that Advitiya Vastu, there is no Srishti, there is no Laya. From the Srishti point of view, looking at the Srishti, I think about its Laya. That is, this will have, my perception will have Laya in the Srishti. And object is not something different from my perception. It is perception. It looks like it is a perception in the truth. It is a perception in the truth. Therefore, Srishti, Laya go together as a part of the Srishti. Like you can think of death only when you are still alive. Death has to be bracketed with life. Laya has to be bracketed with Srishti. Where is the Srishti? Where is the Samhara? Kwa Sadhyam? And in the Karma Kanda, Sadhyam. Heaven as the Sadhyam to be achieved. The various objects to be achieved are taught. Karma Kanda teaches certain ends to be gained, which are called Sadhyas, Karma Phalas. Any karma phalam is called sadhyam. Sadhanam. And where is the karma? And where is the karma phala? Because karma and karma phala, it is both avidya kalpitam, and the Shastra also teaches, it refers to you do this karma, you will get that result. That specific mention of a given sadhanam and a given end, that is Shastra. Karma Kanda teaches, Veda Kalpitam, Shastra Kalpitam. But otherwise it is fundamentally avidya kalpitam. Karma is avidya kalpitam, phalam is avidya kalpitam, bhoga is avidya kalpitam, and following bhoga is followed by frustration. That is also avidya kalpitam. Bhoga, you can never have bhoga without going through the ensuing pain, ensuing fatigue. If you overeat, then you have the fatigue. To begin with, you had the pangs of hunger. Now you have the pain of overeating. Sir, every bhoga is followed by dukkham. And be mentally prepared for that little pain. Therefore, you should convert discipline as bhoga. You should enjoy discipline. That becomes the bhoga. Discipline as bhoga is not followed by dukkha. Yes. Instead of enjoying bhoga, enjoy discipline. Don't eat too many rasagullas. Eat half a rasagulla or one rasagulla and say, that's enough. Eat less. Don't look for a woman every day. Don't look for name and fame all over the world. Be good to your people around. That is your fame, ji. Your kirti is only when the people around you, you make them comfortable and they are nice to you, and that is your kirti. Kirti has no size. When you are good to your servants and your servants are good to you, that is your kirti. When you are good to your children and your children are good to you, that is your kirti. Kirti does not mean you should be popular all over the world. You may be popular all over the world and your servants may be cursing you. What is the use of it? Don't think of kirti to have a size, please. And to fall for a size, that is called bhoga. To fall for a size is called bhoga. To fall for what is right. To think of what is right, that is discipline. Kva sadhyam, kva cha sadhanam, kva sadhakaha. And where are you as a student, as a sadhaka, as a student of karma, or as a student of karma kanda, as a one who performs the rituals? Where are you? You are not there. In your Nirvisesha Swarupa, you as an individual, understand this individuality. All that you think about yourself in relation to this form is called individuality, please. Write it down in your notes. All your thinking about yourself in relation to this form is called individuality. That I am this form. And in relation to that form, you think of, my name is this, these are my parents, and this is my profession, etc. Everything you go on thinking about, this is the shell. Your thought that you are the form is the shell in which I live like a bird. And in relation to this form, I think of whatever I think of myself is my individuality. And that individuality is not there in Nirvisesha. In Sushupti, all your thinking about yourself as an individual is not there. Your thinking about yourself is not there, but you are there. This is the Vedanta. Your thinking about yourself is not there, but your existence is there. Your thinking is objectified, but your existence is. But it's experience, it's self-evident. It's not experienced as an object of experience. It is in the form of to be. It is your being. It is your presence. To be is your nature. Not to think. To think is individuality. In your being, there is no individuality. Therefore, where is your studentship? In your nature, you are not a student, please. Swamiji, supposing I am a brilliant student in Vedanta? No, your brilliant studentship also is not there in there. Your Nirvisesha nature is definitely any day better than your brilliance. It is a brilliance in the realm of thinking. It is a brilliance to understand. But the nature is independent of, it exists independent of understanding. Your nature is independent of your brilliance. Yes. Your nature is peaceful. Your nature is peaceful. And peace is more brilliant than your mental brilliance. Where is the sadhaka? Kwa siddhirva? Where is the success? Where is even gaining, achieving? So when you work for something and you achieve it, that is called siddhi. And in Indian society, Siddhi is considered to be Siddhi. Siddhi means whatever he says, it will happen. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Even Bhagavan, whatever he says, he does not say whatever, because whatever the moment you say according to your likes and dislikes. Because man, whatever he wants to do means what is that whatever that he wants to do? It's again dictated by his likes and dislikes. Oh my God, it looks like a bhutam. It looks like an evil, a devil. Oh my God, it is going to swallow me. And if things happen like that, you will be swallowed. Please understand. Like Midas touch. Bhagavan, whatever I want, it should happen. Whatever I want, it should happen. Then he touched the food. I said, I want whatever I touch should turn gold. And he touched the food. It turned gold. This is called Siddhi, please. Siddhi is different from your Swarupa, nature. In fact, even the meaning of the word Siddhi as thought of by people is non-existent. Whatever he thinks will happen, whatever he says will happen, that is all not true. It is gullibility. Whatever you think need not happen immediately, you have to work for it. There can be karma phalam, please. If a man says, may you be rich, and sees the motive in him, and that motive will have result for him later on. Therefore, whatever he says will happen, whatever he thinks will happen, his ashirvadam comes true. That is all not true. Your ashirvadam on yourself comes true. Others' ashirvadam, your goodness is your ashirvadam. If somebody says, may you... Once upon a time, when I was in Rishikesh, I was a small boy and I used to think. We all went, some of us, we all went when I was studying under Swami Dayanandji. I went to a Swami there and he says, it's very simple. I will give you a blessing. Sit down, have peace. I said, what are you talking? Just because you say, I become peaceful. Peace is not something. I was studying at that time Naishkarmya Siddhi. I was into the rhythm of the topic. I said, what are you talking? Peace is not a mandate born. It is not something, it is not vidhi janyam. It is not something, it is not karma phalam. If shanti were karma phalam, then for shanti you have to do only karma. You don't have to know the truth, and therefore it's all, if you are gullible, people play on your mind. If you are not gullible, nobody can play on your mind, please. Nobody can exploit you if you are not gullible. You have to be gullible. Therefore, don't be gullible, be thoughtful. Don't be gullible. क्वा साधकः क्वा सिद्धिर्वा. वेदांता पढ़ने से सिद्धि नहीं मिलता है, वेदांता पढ़ने से ज्ञान मिलता है. यह तो सिद्ध पुरुष है. What do you mean by सिद्ध पुरुषा? I understand he is a purusha, but when you say siddha purusha, what do you mean by siddha purusha? Indians really have a long way to get out of their gullibility in the name of Shraddha. In the name of Shraddha, they all become superstitious. In the name of Shraddha, they all become superstitious. Don't make noise. In the name of Shraddha, what do you become? Superstitious. And when the society is superstitious, there are a few handful of clever people, they exploit them. The cleverer people exploit the less clever. The less clever means stupid. Yes. Therefore, please don't think in terms of Siddhi, Siddha Purusha, etc. You need to look at yourself, your nature. Here Ashtavakra is very Siddhi, very Karma Phala, very success. In peace is your choiceless nature. In that peace, you are neither a student nor Siddhi. Swaswarupe ahamadvaye, in the nirvisesha aham, in the nirvisesha advayam, in the nirvisesha swarupam, swaswarupam, swaswarupam, in one's own swarupa, in one's own swarupa, one's own actuality. These things are neither creation, nor resolution, neither karma, nor phalam, nor the studentship, nor reaching the end. All these things are not there, neither siddhi, nor gullibility. By nature we are free from all that we think. Say the truth is free from thought. It is independent of thought. Swamiji, is it free from a thought or free from all thoughts? That's what is called stupidity. Yes, it's free from thought. When I say it is free from, I didn't say it is free from a thought. I say it is free from thought, means all thoughts. It's free from all thoughts. And that there is, it is a srishti, it is a laya, it is a sadhaka, it is a sadhanam, it is sadhyam, these are all thoughts. And in Swarupa you are free from all of them. Therefore either it is avidya kalpitam or shastra kalpitam, or it is the nature of the truth. And the nature of the truth is always mentioned as free from both shastra kalpitam and avidya kalpitam. Kva pramata pramanam va, kva prameyam kvacha prama, kva kinchit kva na kinchit va, sarvada vimalasya me. You know, the Shastra says, sir, you are only a pramata. Meaning what? You are not, this prameya is not you. This is not a part of your nature. When you say me, it is solely pramata. That you are a pramata, not prameya. And what is the body? Prameya. And the pramata takes himself to be prameya. This is called, the Shastra follows the adhyaropa drishti and corrects a given error. You are a prameya, you are only a pramata, not a prameya. And what is avidya kalpitam? Taking the pramata as prameyam is avidya kalpitam. And what is the teaching? You are only a pramata, not prameyam. You are only a pramata, you are not a pramanam. You are unqualified by the pramanam. Thou, the pramata, is ultimately the Brahman. Unqualified by the prameyam, unqualified by the pramana, unqualified by the prama. The pramata is Brahman. This is Shastra teaching. Kwa pramata, where is really pramatritvam here in the nirvisesham? Seer-seen relationship is not there. Pramanam va, where are the senses in the nirvisesham? Kwa prameyam va, where is the object that is objectified? Kwacha prama, and where is the perception? Where is the perceiverness? Where is the means of perception? Where is the object of perception? And where is the perception in nirvisesham? Kwa kinchit, where is something? Kwa nakinchidva, where is nothingness? We think in terms of something or nothing. Something, T-H-I-N-G, thing, quote unquote. Something. And nothing, no. N-O, T-H-I-N-G, thing. Thing, quote unquote. No thing. No thing combined is called nothing. There is no nothing, it is only no thing. No thing is called nothing. You can't come across nothing. You can't come across something called nothingness. And when you are seeing the something, you also imagine its absence. That is called no thing. Something is a thought. I have a thought of something. And while seeing that very object, I can think of its absence. And therefore it is also a thought. Presence of an object is thought. The absence of the object also is a thought. And in the nirvisesham, which is free from the thought, and therefore it is also free from something as well as nothing. It is free from all the schools of thought, which only speculate something as the truth, something as the truth. Atoms are something. Subtle matter is something. Something. Charvakas think of prosperity as the truth. Something bhoga. Yavat jivet sukham jivet. Deshi ghee, for them that is the truth. Yavat jivet sukham jivet. Rinam kritva kritam pibet. Bhasmi bhutasya dehasya punaragamanam kuta. According to the Charvakas, what is the truth? Deshi ghee is the truth. It is something. Some speculators point to atoms, which is something. Sankhyas point to matter, it is something. Deshigi something. Karma something. Karma phalam something. And Buddhists say nothing. Whereas the truth is free from both something and nothing. It is one's presence. Kwana kinchidva sarvada vimalasya me, which is ever free from everything. Vimalaha. Vimalaha means free from mala. Every relationship is a mala. Mala means it is an error, a correctable error. Any relationship, please understand, there are no good relationships and bad relationships. Every relationship takes its toll on you. Takes its toll on you. Every relationship. Swamiji, wife and husband relation, that is the first one to take the toll. Any relationship, because when you are free from all thoughts of relationship, you are peaceful. That is why the Shastra mandated a sadhu to renounce all blood relationships. Why? Because these relationships take their toll on you. it is not easy to not to think back your blood relations. Therefore, either you renounce them for good, or you keep thinking about them. You keep thinking about them, that means you will be in trouble. Therefore, certain mandates that are given by the Shastra in the past, which were followed in the past, they are there. The mandates are there, but they were followed in the past. In the present, nobody cares. But they have their meaning, they have their purpose. They understood blood relationships hold you back. Attachments hold you back. Therefore, live in the midst of the objects and think of the source. Figure out your being, that if correct thinking about Vedanta is done by you, correct thinking is not generally, doesn't allow anything to hold you back. Correct thinking doesn't allow anything to hold you back. These attachments, relationships, it's all nothing. But generally, most of the sadhus, most of the people who renounce, they live a life of vairagya merely, not Vedanta. And if you are living only a life of vairagyam, not the Shastram, then your blood relationships, your attachments, your possessions, they all take their toll on you. If you want to live only a life of vairagyam, then renouncing all relationships is better. And generally, even among the great scholars also, spirituality means only vairagyam. But according to the Shastra, it is not. Vairagyam is a sadhana. Vairagyam is all right. It is a precondition. But vairagyam is not the topic. If you get into the topic is so direct, so oneself, it doesn't allow your attachments, etc., etc. It doesn't allow any relationship to hold you back. Shastram properly studied, Shastram properly reflected on, doesn't allow any societal problem to hold you back. It doesn't come in the way. If you try to interpret the Shastram in the sense of self-restraint, then it is broken by attachments. If spirituality is taken to mean only the self-restraint, self-control, vairagyam, to be mentally peaceful, to control. If you interpret Vedanta in the sense of yoga, means self-control and self-restraint, etc., then your attachments, your blood relationships, etc., come in the way. But if Vedanta is understood exactly as it should be, as it is, as figuring out your nature, then everything looks silly in front of it. The correct Shastram, correctly studied, correctly followed, correctly reflected on, doesn't allow anything to hold you back. But Shastram interpreted to mean only in the form of disciplines and self-controls and self-restraints and dharma, etc., can hold you back. The attachments can hold you back, your relationships can hold you back. If you want to be away from the snake, something can hold you back. Meaning, something can come in the way. If you want to keep all the time away from the snake, if you want to keep away from the snake, somebody can push you near it. That is a problem. Sometimes you forget also. But Vedanta is not like keeping away from the snake. Vedanta is understanding there is no snake. Therefore, your restraints, your disciplines, your attachments, your entire struggle resolves in right understanding about your nature. Therefore, keeping in view the fact that most of the people who renounce, they live a life of more of vairagyam than Shastram. Shastram very few people look into. Even the people who live a life of only vairagyam, they may also talk Advaitam, etc. But really, for them everything is upasana, vairagyam, self-control, and not taking bath, etc. Just self-neglect is considered to be self-knowledge. ऐसा होता है. And keeping in view the fact that most people think like that, say renunciation is mandated. Janaka was a Brahma Jnani. He was very much in the midst of he was very much a king. Anyway, you see for yourself. The topic is so glorious, so grand, your existence. It doesn't allow anything to come in the way. That is also mithya. Your attachments are also mithya. They are also a part of creation. If creation has laya, your attachments also have laya, bracketed with the srishti. All the jiva's thinking can be bracketed with srishti, and srishti has laya. And anyway, that is a part of prakriya. Sarvada vimalasya me. When the self is ever free from mala, vimala means free from mala. Mala means musibat. Mala means what is not like, it's impurity. And every relationship is impurity. There is no such a relationship really. Supposing God comes and takes you on his lap. I tell you that is also a relationship. How do you get over that relationship? Jiva God relation. You are living on the lap of God. And Bhagavan gives you basmati rice for lunch. You are very comfortable. But still it is not nirvisation. How do you get over that relationship? Without understanding the nirvisesha nature of yours. The nature is free from even jiva, Ishvara relationship. Jiva Jagat relationship. Jiva Ishvara relationship. Jiva relation. All relationships. In relation to something what the truth is, that is described by the Shruti, in relation to the whole universe, what is the truth? It is the source. That is only Adhyaropa Drishti. It's a part of teaching. But even that relationship is cancelled out by the same Shruti says, you are nirvisesha. Means what? You are free from all relationships. Therefore, and it does not also mean, you should not get related to anybody, no interaction, because Swami said no relation. Avoiding a relationship is not the answer to a relationship, please understand. Relationship is not something to be avoided, it is something to be falsified. By nature I am nirvisesham, all relationships, I may interact with everybody in the world, but still I have no relationship. I may be a father, there is no need to avoid being a father, avoid being a son, avoid being a brother, avoid being a sister, etc. Avoid being a friend. I can be all these and still know I am free from. That is the Krishna's teaching. His glory lay in that. He followed that teaching correctly. He understood the truth. He was Avatara himself, as per the right understanding. Therefore, avoiding is not the answer. Falsify. You don't avoid the dream. You falsify the dream. By avoiding the snake, there are so many vignas. Whenever you try to avoid, there are so many vignas. And kitne bhi suno, it's not avoiding is not the answer. Understanding the falsity is the answer. But by habit, we all try to avoid. And we call that sadhana. I am doing sadhana. What is it? Trying to avoid Karela. Trying to avoid my neighbors. I say, kuch nahi ji. You don't have to avoid anything. We live a normal life. Let there not be even an iota of abnormality. Let there not be even an iota of dong in your life. Just be a normal person and take up your existence as the topic. You don't have to be a very abnormal dong person. You know dong? मैं पैसा को हाथ नहीं लगाता हूं, इधर पॉकेट है डाल दो. This is what is called dhong. D-O-N-G. Dhong. It's called dhong. There was some dhong in some place in where I went. What is that called? Jamshedpur. In Jamshedpur, I was there for some time. There was a program. Swami Chinmayanandji was having a yajna in Jamshedpur at that long ago, maybe 50 years ago. And somebody was sitting. He was with a beard and all vibhuti. It's all dhong, you know. Extra alankaram. This extra alankaram also is a dhong. He was sitting there and I know people are gullible. Somebody came, Swamiji, thoda dena chahta hu aapko. Seeing that vibhuti, etc. And also long beard. मैं हाथ को पैसा नहीं लगाता हूँ, ये जेब में डाल दीजिए. Then I was thinking, oh my God, ये भी होता है. Indians are really stupid. I was thinking that this is exactly what I was thinking in my mind. The Indians are so stupid. You didn't understand. They're so stupid. What is the medicine for stupidity, please? There is no medicine. If you want to help a helpless person, help a needy person. Don't help an exploiter, please. Don't help a dhong. Don't help the dhongs, don't help the exploiters. Help only the needy, the poor. Look after the people who look after you. I tell you, they are the most yogya log hai. Those who look after you, those who cook food for you, look after him. Those who wash your clothes, look after him. Those who bring you to the class, look after him. If you can look after those people who look after you, I tell you, you are a noble person. Because we don't have the capacity to look after everybody in the world. Understand, generosity has no size. Generosity also has no size. Just because you give a huge amount of money doesn't mean that you are generous. Be good. be nice, be kind-hearted to the needy. If somebody is well known to be an exploiter, you don't have to. Okay, Ji, next verse. This is over, Ji. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, Ji.